Welcome to today's lesson on the counting principle. The goal today is to find out the total number of possible outcomes in an experiment. And as usual, if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause this. One of the things I learned a couple of years ago is sometimes you're going to have to try to get somebody's password. And what you'll find out is it might actually lock up on you. You're going to have different possibilities here. You're going to have possibilities that you can get passwords with numbers repeating, passwords with no numbers repeating. So that you understand the difference right here, is if I had numbers repeating, let's say you look over my shoulder and you see I'm typing in some things and it looks like I'm repeating a password of like 8874 is a possibility. Or I could just hit the same number 5555. This one right here, you're going to have the most possibilities on this one. The other possibility is that no numbers repeat. If you're kind of looking over my shoulder, you notice I've got 4 digits going in here. Maybe I do the most common one, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have 5821 as a possibility, and something like 8874 is not a possibility. So this answer, there's not as many possible. What we're going to do is we're going to try to show you a couple little tricks here on how to do this. First thing is we're going to talk about is our Social Security. Social Security contains 9 digits. So what I'd like you to do is to write out 9 boxes here. You don't have to do the boxes, but take a moment. Actually draw out like 9 lines, etc. Numbers can repeat on this one. So what I want you to start thinking about is how many different possible outcomes do I have? Well, if you think about it, my first number, I've got anywhere between 0 and 9. Now with 0 through 9, what that means is that means that I have 10 possible outcomes to occur right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 10. I'm going to bring it down, and that's going to be my possible outcomes for this one. Since I can have numbers repeating, I have the exact same number of choices in all the other ones. So if I have 10 outcomes here, I have 10 outcomes there. And I also have 10 outcomes here. And etc. throughout all of them here. So hopefully I can be able to write all these down in here for you. And what you're going to do with these possibilities is, and I'll probably have to explain more later, is that you're going to be multiplying these numbers. So the computer's going a little slow, so hopefully by now you've already written down all 9 of them. And what you're going to do is you're going to then multiply them. Okay, going slow. There we go. 2 more. By now you probably already multiplied these on the calculator. If they're all 10, then a really easy shortcut is let's think about there's totally 9 of them, so that's like 10 to the 9th power, which is basically going to be 1 followed by 9 zeros. So the answer to this one is going to be, let's see, not a million, but a billion. So you could have a billion possible people having Social Security numbers. So at some point, I would say the United States is probably going to be running out of Social Security numbers. Let's say if you're trying to find somebody's Social Security, maybe of a family relative, and it does not repeat. So as you're writing that down, I'm going to drag this down here for the first possibility here. So hopefully you've already drawn 9 boxes. You realize right here that, okay, I've got 10 possibilities going in this spot right here because I can have 0 through 9. So I'm going to steal all 10 from here. If I cannot repeat, then it decreases my opportunities to have more numbers right here. So this one would be 9. Because I can't have maybe a 1, maybe I can have a 2 or something to that effect. Next would be an 8. Then a 7. Then a 6. Then a 5. Then a 4. And I keep going until I run out of spots here. So that's going to be a 3. And then it's going to be a 2. Now I don't happen to have my calculator with me, so I'm hoping that you do. And just multiply all these out here. To find out if you're right, you're going to have an answer that's going to be smaller than a billion. So hopefully discuss that one. Other possibilities is we could start talking about letters and numbers. If you have to, hit pause. We're talking about a license plate that might have 3 letters followed by 4 numbers. With letters, think about your alphabet, of how many letters are in the alphabet, and I hope that you are thinking of 26. So, if I'm dealing with this, there are 26 possibilities of letters that can go right here. And let me think. Did it say anything about them not being repeating or something like that? So they probably could repeat. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 26 and I'm going to put it in the next spot because it could be the same letter. And then what I'm going to do is in the next spot I could also have 26. So 26 to the 3rd power is going to give me all the options right here. The 4 numbers right here is what you're going to have is a possibility of just numbers. So that's going to be 10 options right here. And let me think, it didn't say anything about them not repeating. So what I will do is I will just take 10 and I will put it here. I'll take another 10, I'll put it here. Take another 10 and I'll put it here. So I might have to try like an old calculator. I don't know if I have a chance to do that right here. But I'm going to do an old school method here. I'm going to go 26. Okay. I'm not having any luck. So take 26 to the 3rd power and then multiply it by 1,000. I'm sorry. By 10,000 right here. And that should give you your answer. Other possibilities is, let's say that we're having 7 letters or numbers. And this one right here is could be like a username, like if you're going to have an email account or something like that. What you got to start thinking about is this could be a letter or number. If that's a letter, that gives me 26 possibilities. If it's a number, it gives me another 10. This didn't say anything about not repeating. So what am I going to use? Right here, I have 36 options that can go in here. So 36, and then I have also possibility of 36 going in all these spots right here. So this is going to get you a large number. It is a possibility that you could come up with an exponent on your answer because it's going to be so large, and I apologize that I don't have a calculator with me. So you're going to take 36 and you're going to be multiplying all these answers here. Okay, and that actually floated over just a little bit. So if you have a scientific calculator and you have the same number, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you could basically do 36, and you could take that to the 7th power. And that's going to give you a nice size number. So that's something to think about. Or you can do it old school method, where you can do 36 times 36 times 36, etc. Just make sure that you're counting how many times you do it. And again, you're going to get a large number. Next. Now, going back to this one right here, if they would not repeat, I would go 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. And I'd get an answer not as large as this one. So I just want to let you know. So you'll get used to it real soon, what's going on with it, if it is repeating or not. Phone numbers. Old TV show, or I should say an old movie, which was War Games, where a computer actually dialed all these numbers and you can figure out how many there are. Let's talk about an area code. Area code is like something like 440-330-614-740. They cannot start with 0 or 1, and numbers can repeat. So on your first option, there should be 10, but I can't start with the 0 or 1, so there's 8 options. Since the other numbers could be repeating, you're going to have 10 options. And since it can repeat, you've got another 10 options. So your answer to this one is 800 possible area codes. And some of them, obviously, they're not going to use in the United States. And with the increase of cell phones, you've noticed that there's been more area codes. So area code is what you start off with. The prefix in my girlfriend's number, 8675309. 867 is the prefix. It's the exact same thing as the area code. You can't start with 0 or 1. So I'm just going to copy these right here. And I'll bring that down. And you got an 8 here. And again, you got 10. So you're going to get an answer for this, again, is 800. So you could have possibly 663, 662, 5555, like in the movies. There's 800 possibilities there. Now a line number is when I grew up, you would know which numbers were which city this person lived in. So if I said something like 232, you knew which city they lived in. The line number would be what you'd have to memorize, which is the last part here. Now if you think about this one, on line numbers, you got 0 through 9 as a possibility. So that again gives me 10 possibilities right here. And then since they can repeat, the next option is going to be 10. And then the next option is 10. And the next option is 10. So I've got an answer right here on this one of 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 10,000 numbers. So think about what your phone number starts off. If it's your cell phone or if you still have a landline, there's 10,000 numbers right there to choose from. So what does that mean? How many phone numbers are available in an area code? Well, let's grab this part. Within the area code, your prefixes, you've got 800. And then what you're going to do then is you're going to multiply that by the answer from your landlines. So the easy thing that I do is I'm just going to put 8. Got to bring this guy up a little bit here. And I'm going to put 2 zeros on here. And that's going to take care of my prefix. And then I'm going to have 4 more zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to put my commas in there. What you're going to find out is that within one area code, like 714, you're going to have 8 million possible numbers to dial if you wanted to kind of stalk somebody and actually find out what their phone number was. So the main idea here is find out what is repeating and what is not. And today's assignment is going to be out of a textbook, and I'm hoping that you understand everything on this one. Good luck.